Hi digital media students, this is your last video tutorial for photos. Today we will learn about albums and slideshows. Albums are used to group your photos into some type of logical unit so that you have similar photos all together in one place, and oftentimes you'll want to make a slideshow. So once you have an album created, making a slideshow only takes a few minutes. In my personal library that I have at home, I have 3 folders that hold all of my albums. The first folder is of older pictures, and I probably have 20 albums here. I have albums that have farms, flowers. I have one for Legion Park. I have one for my dad's army pictures, one for cars. So it's really handy to have these similar pictures grouped together. The other good thing about albums is that they're similar to your playlists in iTunes. You can place the same photo in several different albums at the same time, and then you can also remove a photo from an album without actually removing it from your library. Let's go into the library we have for class, and we're going to make what's called a manual album, which means that we're actually going to select our photos manually and drag them into an album. The goal is to make an album for some pictures that were shot in Bhutan back in October of 2008. Using a shift click, I'm going to select the first photo on October 9th, hit the shift key, hold down, go to the last photo shot on October the 13th, and it should make that selection for me. Then go up to the upper right hand corner and click on the plus key and choose album. We're going to name this album Bhutan, B-H-U-T-A-N. Once I hit the OK button, you'll notice that I have a new album called Bhutan that shows up in my sidebar. And if I click on it, I can see all those pictures that I just selected. I can change the order of the pictures by dragging manually. I can add additional pictures by going back into my photos and dragging in more. And here's the picture that I just added. I can also sort the pictures using the sort option found under view in my menu bar. I can sort by date or by title in ascending or descending order. Now let's create a smart album. A smart album is dynamic in that it fills itself automatically based on the criteria you specify. So over time, as the content of your library changes, the content of your smart album will probably change. We're going to create a couple of more albums for vacations, but before we do that, we need to apply tags to the photos so that the computer program knows which photos to include. Unfortunately, this version of Photos does not utilize places in its criteria, so we'll use keywords instead. Let's go to the photos on March 17th through the 18th. Use your shift click to select them. Bring up your information pane and type in South America in the keyword. Now scroll down to the pictures that were taken in Italy on July 22nd. Use your shift click and bring up your information pane and type in Italy for your keyword. Now we're ready to create your smart albums. So let's go up to your menu bar and click on File, New Smart Album. Give it a name, call it South America Photos. And then for your criteria, you're going to choose keyword is South America. Click OK and your new album should show up in your sidebar to the left. If you click on it, you should see all of those photos show up. Now let's do the other album, File, New Smart Album. Let's call it Italy Photos. And use the keyword Italy. And you should see that smart album show up as well. Now maybe you would like to limit your smart album to just those pictures taken in Italy that are your favorites. You can do that by adding another filter to your smart album. So I'm going to go ahead and favorite 3 or 4 pictures here. You could do that in this window or in your photos album as well. Then I'm going to right-click on my existing album so that I can edit the criteria. So I select Edit Smart Album, click the plus key to add another criteria, and I choose Photos Favorites. And it'll take just a second for it to filter through. There should be 4 remaining pictures. You'll find as you add more albums that it will be handy for you to create a folder to sort them in. To do this, go to your menu bar and click on File, New Folder, and then you'll have to click on the title, and we'll call this one Vacations. Then simply drag your 3 albums into that folder, both the 2 dynamic and the 1 static album. And there they are. Now we're going to make a slideshow, and I'd like to use the pictures that were taken at the beach simply because there's lots of them, so it'll make a better slideshow. So we need to create a smart album based on the date. And now we're ready to create our slideshow, which is pretty easy. All you need to do is click on the plus button in the upper right hand corner and choose Slideshow. Give it a name. I'll keep Beach. And then it shows up in your sidebar under Projects, and now you're ready to play it. Now you can customize your slideshow by using the 3 buttons on the right. You can choose the theme. I'm going to choose Reflections. You can change the music. I'm going to go into the iTunes library and actually search for a song and add it to the playlist. Make sure then you collapse that library, go back into your playlist and remove the default music, otherwise it'll play the default music first. And then also you can adjust the duration of each slide. There are a couple other options you can set yet. You can turn on looping in the bottom right corner. It's that blue square. If you turn it on, it's blue, and if you turn it off, it's black. You can change the order of your slides by dragging the photos in the browser below. And you can reposition your photos inside the frames by just clicking on them and dragging. The last modification we'll make is to work on the title. So go to the title slide, select it, and let's change the title to Beach in November. And then we're going to change the font and the color. So we need to go up to Edit, Font in your menu bar and choose Show Fonts. And we'll have to select that text one more time. And then we can go into your panel and choose a font and adjust the sizing. And now I'll change the color of the font using my color wheel. And there's my new title. The last thing you want to do is export your slideshow so that other people who don't have photos can view it. Simply press the export button in the upper right corner and choose the quality of video that you would like to export. You've now completed all of the tutorials for photos and you're ready to make your own slideshow. Good luck!